Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. One day after we're talking about some of the biggest problems with this game, FC26, EA drop a genuinely good content day in multiple ways. Were they listening to us yesterday? Saying like, oh, these guys are not happy. We got to drop some good content today because we had a good evolution yesterday, good SBCs, multiple of them, and a good Evo inside of SBCs. And we had an SBC that EA had to take away because they broke it and there's compensation that isn't coming. We're going to talk about that. But guys, we have more to discuss than just yesterday's content. We have got leaks about World Cup content coming to this game. EA is getting back a national team license that they had lost, but there are rumors of our worst World Cup content fears potentially being confirmed. It's not confirmed 100% yet, but it's rumors of that. We're going to talk about that today, and we're going to round it out with Monday content, with maybe the biggest part of content today being SBCs once again, where we're expecting the Premium League upgrade SBCs, which will be great for our upgrade pack grind and trying to pack these Bundesliga Team of the Season cards, and it'll also help us craft new player SBCs, as there's still a handful that are looking pretty good, one of which could be coming today. Let's discuss everything, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, really quick before we get into everything today, I do want to mention thank you guys for all the comments on yesterday's video. I read a bunch of them. You guys have a lot of great points and a lot of great opinions on why this game is the way that it is right now in terms of the big picture, not as much hype, not as much engagement, and all that. I hope EA reads the comments, honestly, because there was a lot of good points in there. A lot of you guys mentioned that you didn't agree with my point on leaks. That leaks are a big problem to this game. The thing that I would say to that is, I wish we could experience this game right now without leaks. If we logged in for content every single day and had little to no idea on every level, objectives, evos, SBCs, of what was going to come out, it would be really nice to kind of get that feeling, then be able to compare it with what we've had in this game now for the past couple of years of leaks every single day, knowing what you're going to get ahead of time, just to see what we feel like we enjoy. Do you enjoy being able to prepare ahead of time, know what's coming? Or do you like that genuine surprise? I think people would be in both spots, but I think it'd be something that would be really interesting to trial. I know it's not even possible. How could EA stop the leaks for 3 weeks when they haven't stopped them for 6 years? You know, that's not going to happen. But that was just one thing that I thought of. If you didn't watch that video again yesterday and you're like, Nate, what are you talking about? Go check it out. It was a good one, and we're going to have to stay on top of things in regards to the big picture FC26 in this game as we head into the summer and the World Cup for sure. Now, let's get back to business with yesterday's content on Sunday, where we have a silver Ansa card here from Union Berlin that might just be a card you get done randomly through objectives and you send it to your club. But maybe consider evoing him. 6'4", lengthy, striker, cam, center mid, and left wing positions, and he's 74 rated, so that means evos can go crazy on this card. You could create him into a crazy left wing. You can make him a cam or CM if you wanted to. He's got good base playstyles already for a left wing or a striker with the finesse, low driven, rapid, technical, and the enforcer with the quick step, plus decent rolls as well. And of course, it's like 2 games to get him done, winning 2 games. So I think that's actually a pretty interesting card for evos, so make sure you look at that if there's any interest there. Now, speaking of evos, this is where the content gets good. We had the Lightning Wingback 50,000 coin evo yesterday. The cards that I'm seeing created from this are looking very good. First of all, for the 3 playstyle plus upgrade from this, I think 50k is a very reasonable price. The first thing in the first level of this evo that I don't like, though, is the fact that EA is trying to keep all the cards that we make from this at 10 total playstyles, 3 playstyle pluses, and 7 base playstyles. You see here it gives ping pass up to 7, whereas a lot of other evos give playstyles up to 8, and we've even had some that go up to 9. That's the kind of unfortunate part with this. It feels like with playstyles being so important in this game, we're being held back a little bit. But the rest of this evo is actually really good. You get the Bruiser Plus first, you get the Quick Step Plus second, and you see the stat boost here, crossing to 94, acceleration up to 93, interceptions to 92, long passing to 93. You are getting some very good stat boosts on the individual stats on these cards. The weak foot's going to 5-star. You got Anticipate Base in there. You got the Quick Step Plus and the Bruiser Plus, like we mentioned. Jockey Plus is the 3rd PS Plus at the very end. The chains that you can make with this are amazing. This Destiny Udogi, right? That's a pretty solid looking card. Just putting the card that I have for him straight into this Evo. I've got an Alvaro Carreras that I weirdly put Power Shot Plus on. I forgot about that. Maybe I'll Evo him. He's really good in game, but there's so many chains. I don't even have half of the cards that look the best out of this, but you don't even have to get the most meta card. Just pick a left back from your favorite team, like your favorite club or your favorite country, and you're going to create yourself a really insane card. Look at these Alphonso Davies cards that people are creating through this Evo. Look at Teo Hernandez. We're going to talk about Teo Hernandez today a lot. Look at some of these other cards like this Eze. Who is this dude? Brooklyn Eze in the Bundesliga 2, Hannover 96. Is that club? Look at that card. And this is not an expired evolution. This is something you could actually do right now in this game. By the way, he's got 3 playstyle pluses and he has 9 base playstyles to go on top of that. That's incredible. 12 total playstyles for that card right there with ridiculous stats. There's plenty of those chains that you can make. Now, of course, that requires a lot of work, but you don't have to do a lot of work. You can just do like, 4 or 5. Okay, maybe that's like 8 Evos actually for this Teo Hernandez, but that's a pretty sick version of Teo Hernandez there. Like we mentioned, the Davies here looks really good. You've got a bunch of other like low-rated cards that fit in this Teo Hernandez Thunderstruck, the Alvaro Carreras Inform, Dorgu's card from earlier in the year, Ferland Mendy's card. There are a lot of options, and I'm sure you've got plenty in your club as well that you're like, yo, Nate, this is a card that looks sick. The stats look good. The 3 playstyle pluses are nice, and it's only 50,000 coins, so I like it. I think it's a GG. You can see here that the popular cards that are going into this Evo, like the Alphonso Davies, are going extinct from 70k. He's now extinct at 130,000 coins. Gold Teo Hernandez, of course, a lot of hype about him yesterday, again, because of the Evo and the SBC, going from 1,000 coins to 9,000 coins where he is right now. He might even go extinct again today because there's some crazy chains for this card. And of course, because we have this Evo, what happened to other existing left backs on the market, right? They dropped. I think this Evo was better than expected. We had the leak days ahead of time, like we normally do, but the actual Evo that dropped is just creating cards that look really solid for a nice price, getting to 3 playstyle pluses, and with the chains like we looked at for this crazy card here, and for so many other crazy cards that are out there. Even Noon Menge. You can put Noon Menge into this Evo and chain him up a couple different times with not even a whole lot of effort and create a really crazy Noon Menge card just for a couple of Evos that everybody has. This is a free Evo. This is in level 1 of the season pass, and then 50,000 coins for that right there. That's a Noon Menge that has a huge physical boost, and that's one of the biggest problems with all of his cards. Like, dude, that card's better than his team of the year, basically. -2 pace, and the dribbling's a little bit lower. But, like, the physical is better. It's almost comparable to that card, and you could argue better playstyle pluses because of the bruiser. That's crazy. That's actually insane. That card right there is on par with a, what is this card? 5 million coin left back, and the Evo's 50,000 coins. Need I say more about that Evo? I don't think so. Now let's talk about the SBCs, where the left back conversation continues. We knew we were getting Teo Hernandez as an SBC yesterday, and this SBC is kind of delivered. Only 3 squads. That's what I saw with this, and I was surprised because right now in this game with the state of fodder, you guys know how it is. All these squads are like 10, 11, 12. They've been switching to more higher rated squads recently, which is what they've got going on here with an 89 in a team of the season, a 90 and a 91 rated squad for Teo, but his price is only 273k. It's the return of an FC25 rat, or aka FC25 legend, if you want to look at it that way as well. This guy was everywhere last year, and it's interesting that his card, like this SBC card, has almost the exact same playstyles as the Evo version, except this one has intercept. If you just put Teo Hernandez straight up into new Evo yesterday, he will not have intercept. It'll be like almost exactly the same in terms of playstyles, but I don't want to Evo Teo, so I'm going to go do the SBC. And again, this is where you look at the number of squads versus the price. You're like, ooh, 270k. Would this card actually be 270k on the market? And I think you could argue either way. It might be, it also might not be. But when it's 3 squads and you turn in some, 87s, 88s, 89s, 90s, and maybe you have to go buy a couple of 91s, 2s, and 3s to get this high-rated squad done, like most of us can probably get this SBC done without spending more than like 50,000 coins, right? That's really good. And it's Teo Hernandez, who hasn't been as meta this year, but of course everybody knows who he is, and it's a very solid card at the very least for gauntlets. It's a French left back card, And it is, that FC25 meta and that FC25 Teo Hernandez kind of coming back. So I think he's actually going to end up being a really annoying card because he's going to be everywhere because, of course, he is just OP in game. But GG's EA for dropping a very completable Teo Hernandez yesterday. Now, the other SBC that we had was the Foot Birthday Lucio. And I mean, if this card was 89 rated, I'd be saying this is great for Evos. He's got Intercept and the Anticipate Plus, but he's coming in at about 300,000 coins, and unless you're Brazilian or you want to collect this Lucio card, this is one that you're probably going to skip because as a 91 rated, we're still not going to be getting Evos for this, at least consistent Evos for this, for a minute. 91s have fit into some Evos, but like I wouldn't go crazy with that unless you really, really, really want to use Lucio. Now, the last SBC that we have in game still as a part of yesterday's content, and yes, there's a point with me saying that, is the May the 3rd be with you Evo. Some people were so confused by this one because today is May 4th. May the 4th be with you, right? The Star Wars day. But they did May the 3rd be with you because this is a third playstyle plus for a max 89 player, and it's Tiki Taka Plus. So funny name for the SBC. It's very cheap, by the way. It's 41,000 coins to get done. To add a third playstyle plus to a card with, 41,000 coins actually may seem like a lot to some people, but I think it's an 87 rated squad. It is an 87 rated squad with the team of the week or team of the season. You can get a team of the week card for free by doing your 83 times 14s and doing the team week upgrade. Once again, highly recommend doing this SBC many times per day because it'll save you coins for sure. But this Evo itself, that's really easy to get done. And Tiki Taka Plus, I know some people are like, Nate, Tiki Taka has been nerfed for months now. It's not as good. I personally think that it still is good. So if you've got a max 89 rated card that would go good at this Clint Dempsey for me looks really solid. I was actually thinking about my Brendan Aronson Evo. This would be great for him. Also because he would go to 3 playstyle pluses, and I think he would only have, he'd have 7 base playstyles. So some of those other max 89 Evos that give base playstyles, I'd actually be able to give him like maybe a quick step or a finesse Evo from, I think those objective Evos that just give base playstyles that I've been complaining about. I could actually use one on a card like that. Now, the thing is, if you put a third playstyle plus on a player and they're 89 rated, you may be hurting your future Evo ability, but I still think that's a very good one there, especially for chains for lower rated cards. Now, there was another SBC that came out yesterday, but EA took it down, and that was the 1 of 3 89 plus Encore Icon player pick. And guys, it's only 5 squads for an Icon player pick, only 183,000 coins. It's not terrible. They added the Trophy Titans into it. It's Time Warp, Team of the Year, Future Stars, Foot Birthday, or Trophy Titans. However, the SBC's been removed, and there is compensation incoming because champion icons were included in the rewards, but of course, as we just read there, they were not included in the description of the rewards. EA said we have temporarily removed the SBC as the description did not inform players that champion icons were included. Impacted players will be messaged in-game in the coming days. What I'm guessing they're going to do with this is give you your fodder back or give you another icon pick. So if you were able to do an icon pick before this went away, GG's, because you're either going to get your fodder back, so you did that pick for free, or you're going to get another icon pick because the description did not mention that it was going to have champion icons in it. And this is actually kind of crazy because we have not had a compensation very many times this year at all. EA is just, we've talked about it, right? EA has just not been doing compensation for mistakes like they've made before, especially in the store when they've made mistakes there with like the text on packs. Now this one's very obvious, so it's like makes sense why they're fixing it. But it's just, I'm kind of like, dang, I missed out on this because I'm not even thinking about, EA making mistakes. I got to be ready to see what happens. And that was a thing like a couple of years ago that was super crazy. Now it doesn't happen as much because number one, like we said, they don't compensate very many times at all during the year now. And number two, I feel like mistakes like this, very blatant ones with SBCs and packs and stuff, haven't been happening as much this year anyway. So that's really interesting. If you opened any of those yesterday, GG's. If you did, be on the lookout for that fodder coming back or an extra player pick, and look out for the SBC to return because it should return. I might even try that out during the week this week. We'll have to see. Now, speaking of SBCs and fodder, I think fodder is really, really good to get on bids right now. Take a look at 88s. Of course, yesterday the prices were peak. I guess technically they were peak investment prices, low prices, 2.8K for 88 rateds at the content drop or before the content drop yesterday because of squad battle rewards. They went up to about 4,000 coins after content. And then the SBC disappeared for the icon pick. They're back down in the 3K range now. I would get 88s on bid like at 3.4, 3.5K and below. I think that's a good investment. And of course, the daily flip, buying 85s at 1.2 to 1.3K and selling them at 2,000. Look at this, man. Like they were at 1.1 yesterday. They went up to 1.7. They're probably going to hit 2K today, maybe even list higher at like 2,500 coins through the rest of this week and try to collect some lazy sales. Absolutely get involved on bids on 85s and 6s. 1K to 1.3K, 88s at 3.5, and then 89s as well at 6,000 coins. I love bids on those because those are going to be needed. With the SBCs that we have out right now, people are going to be buying fodder, especially with an upgrade pack grind that's about to get even better today with another option for us to be able to craft packs. I think there is going to be a good amount of fodder that is moving on the market once again this week because the SBC content has been better. Now, let's talk about the news, all right? Because we don't really have a ton of leaks to talk about today. Again, a lot of our leaks are coming. Well, actually, we might have leaks today for League One team of the season, which is going to be coming this upcoming Friday. That's kind of the leaker schedule that we've figured out, right? Mondays give us our first leaks for the next, like the upcoming Friday, and that's where we're at today. So just watch out for that. But this is related to the World Cup and an announcement that EA made yesterday. This is an official announcement, guys. This is from EA themselves at the eLiberdores event yesterday. They mentioned in this little promo video here that EA is now going to have the rights back for the Brazil national team inside of FC26. And this has got a lot of people excited because this would open the doorway, create a pathway for Neymar to be licensed in this game again, not through the Brazilian league, but through the Brazilian national team. If you guys remember, the last time we had a World Cup in FIFA 23, we had these cards like Neymar where they had links only by their nationality, not their club. And this was one of the things, if you guys remember, like the World Cup red cards, the World Cup swaps cards, these cards were really annoying. It was a kind of a cool concept where you got to collect all these packs and stuff. It was like an extra season pass inside of the game where you collected all these cards, completed some challenges with them to get packs and to kind of get the ultimate rewards by the end. That part of it was cool. But by the end, these cards, which were temporary, were just super annoying and they were super in the way. But just remember, for the chemistry links of how that works back in FIFA 23, they could do something like that again for the Brazil national team and players that could bring in. Now, I think this is mostly going to be impactful for offline, like single player modes, like when you do the World Cup mode. There's probably going to be an offline World Cup mode, right? That comes out in this game pretty soon. There is almost every single time there's a World Cup. But this just opens the door for a card like Neymar to be added back into Ultimate Team. So that's the good news. Guys, once again, I'm going to shout out Mateus Gamer. If you guys are trying to follow any of the news related to the Brazilian League and like some of the rights issues, this guy is an amazing follow. He was actually at the event yesterday. He has screenshots of like the EA guys talking on stage. So, I mean, I've never met Mateus, but he's an absolute G. So I would recommend following him if you're interested in the Brazilian rights situation, learning anything about that. But this is the other tweet that was going around yesterday that was getting a lot of traction and a lot of talk. Allegedly, it is being leaked that FIFA will not have, or EA will not have, the FIFA World Cup license in FC26. This was something that we were kind of expecting because of the way EA had worded things in some of their patch notes, like referencing the World Cup, but not calling it the World Cup. Of course, what is it? Netflix has the rights to the World Cup. I mean, we were hoping that EA would maybe get some sort of last minute deal pulled together because what is EA going to call it in this game? If they can't use the World Cup trophy, if they can't use the name and the words World Cup, we'll know what it means, but it's just going to feel 15, 20%, maybe even more than that, just less authentic a little bit. I mean, not that that's a huge thing for all of us to be able to see the official World Cup branding, but it hits different when you see the World Cup, oh, the Di Maria, the World Cup dynamic image from FIFA 23 when that happened with those cards and all those, the Messi as well when they updated. It's just the small touches like that that brings everything full circle from what you just watched. Seeing this Messi picture happen after the World Cup final in real life and then seeing it added to the card, that's just a different level of connection between in real life football and this game. And I think we're going to be missing it. I absolutely think we're going to be missing it if they do not get the rights, which it sounds like they're not going to be getting. So we're going to have to see how they combat that and how they go about that. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but the rumors and just everything that we've been hearing about this, it's kind of leaning towards that direction. I believe this would be the first ever World Cup without the official FIFA World Cup branding, because of course everything before this, the game was called FIFA, and so they had the rights to the World Cup. So that's not the craziest thing ever, like in terms of an end of the game or end of the world. It's not that big of a deal, but also it kind of is. It kind of is a little bit. So let's move on though and talk about the market, because you've seen me buy a few cards here. Guys, these cards, they move. The Bundesliga team of the seasons are going to be at a much more safe place right now in terms of their weekly trends to buy. Like I picked up a Schlotterbeck here at 655,000 coins. I thought that was super duper cheap, but I noticed that his card has been moving each of the last 2 days. Even yesterday on Sunday with Squad Battle Rewards, he still went from 780 all the way up to 870 for a couple hours there, and he only dropped off a lot after content. So I picked a couple up there. I got one at 699 and 655. We're going to trade with him. Picked up Kimmich because, again, bids got him at 1.15 million. His lowest was 118, but yesterday he was as high as 1.48. So I think if this card goes back into the 1.2 highs, maybe 1.3 range, we can trade with him. I'd love to buy Harry Kane today to try him out. And I think if you want to buy a Bundesliga Tots card to try it out, be my guest. I still think I would sell before late tonight on Monday, as these cards are probably going to dip down in price once again. That goes for all the Impacts team of the season cards. I think their prices will drop down again later tonight on Monday. But today is, I guess, a bank holiday in the UK. Or at least in England. You guys have to tell me like where the bank holiday is and how many of you guys are off of work or school today. But, that could help the market. There could be some extra rises on the market today because of that. And hey, we got to talk about prices for Bundesliga team, or for Premier League team of the season, when we're talking about the market. These cards have not dropped. I was worried. We've been talking about it the past couple of days. I was worried that trends would be the same as last year with these Prem Tots cards and that they would fall in price. Most of them are doing really good. Like Soboslai is up 330,000 coins. A couple are down, like VVD's down a little, Saliba, but Donnarumma's up 100K. Timber and Cherokee are still holding their prices just fine. So that's actually good to see. Are these cards going to hold their prices forever? No. But does it feel nice to have them hold their prices right now and not have to worry about just losing tons and tons of coins? Absolutely. Guys, I will say, get on the market and trade. It is one of the easiest times on this game to trade. Guys, of the first 3 weeks of team of the season, I have spent, how many coins, man? I've spent probably about 4 mil, because I've spent over a mil each week for each week of team of the season so far, even including Bundesliga. Spent right around 1 million coins. Probably about, let's say, 3.5 mil. And I was at 16 million when team of the season started. I still have 16.5 million coins. Trading a little bit during this team of the season promo with the coins that EA are putting into the market from weekend league rewards and rivals rewards, it is so easy to trade. Nobody wants to trade and sit down and grind and work hard to get coins right now, but that you don't even have to work hard to get coins. That's how easy it is. Getting on bids for out-of-pack special cards like Bundesliga specials that people are going to be using this week for the TOTS exhibition live event that is out. This Adeyemi yesterday was between 280 and went all the way to 330. I just picked up two of him here at 287 and 285,000 coins because I know that his card price is going to go back up because people are going to be building those Bundesliga exhibition teams today. The graphs tell the story. And I would say, guys, get into the graphs. Out of packs team of the season cards right now, especially lower budget ones, people are buying these. People are trying these cards out. This McAllister is still 94K. Yesterday, what did he do? Yesterday, he was down as low as 89. He spiked a couple times. Okay, he didn't really spike that much. So maybe that's not a great example of a card to trade with. Aleš Begovic, yesterday 100 up to 115, that's not bad. You only have like 5 or 6K of tax right here. So if you get this dude for 98K or 100,000 coins, you know you can probably sell him for 115 each and every day. That's what I would do on the market. Getting on bids is going to make you even more coins. It's the same grind. Trading fodder, bidding and investing and then selling it around the content drop time or holding it for later in the week, and then just bidding or trading on out of packs team of the season cards or other promo cards. It's so easy to make coins right now. Just go to the footbin like we just did there, pick 5 cards in your budget, look at their footbin graphs, and then time the lows. Make a footbin notification as well, because there's easy ways where you can get notified when a card is low, and then you go buy the card when it's low and sell it when it's high. It is easy stuff, but it's free coins right now if you put in just that little bit of work. Now, let's talk about Monday content today, kind of end off the video, guys, with what we're getting today on this game. Of course, talking about leaks, right? There's no new gauntlet today. It's maybe a bit of a slower Monday because that's not going to be happening. This is the last call for myself and for any of you guys too that are trying to finish the gauntlet before it goes away. Very good pack. So that is one thing to keep an eye out for, but no new gauntlet today. I mean, really, today's content is about SBCs, all right? The SBCs that we're expecting today would be the Premium League upgrade, and that would be the Bundesliga only league upgrade. Of course, as we've seen now through Serie A and Premier League, they're just giving us the men's league of the premium upgrade packs, so you can chase those cards specifically. 8 commons and 3 golds. This is going to require 11 rare golds back. So if you're chasing a Bundesliga pack grind, those will be interesting to kind of put into play today. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing a whole lot of those because the 82 plus Bundesliga picks are probably going to be the grind for me, but that should be coming out today. And then we have an 81 plus player pick still in this game right now that might expire and then come back. Same thing with a 79 plus player pick. We'll just have to see. But that's the first part of SBC content that we're looking out for today. The second part would be another player. We've got the pop end of an era card. We've got Paredes team of the season with the pinged and the intercept. That actually looks like a decent card. And we got Serge Gnabry, pinged, technical, low driven. That card just looks like he's going to be so good with left stick dribbling. Carrasco looks like, you know, he could be decent as well. Specifically though, the Gnabry, the pop, and the Paredes. Those are all up for potential SBC cards that could be dropping today. So I would highly be watching out for that. Not that they're going to be super crazy good, but they look usable and they should be decently cheap with the way EA has been pricing these SBCs. So that actually makes me a little bit interested in them. And the last thing to mention would be a chain Evo, because Monday last week we had the tie intercept Evo, which is one that I actually just put on a card to do a little bit of a chain myself, but that one's expiring today. But that's probably what I would think we're getting. I would think that we're getting a nice little Evo that's going to be a chain sort of evolution. Actually, that's wrong. The TIE Interceptor Evo did not, it came out last Monday, but it's not expiring today. I said that incorrectly. This one came out last Monday, but it did not expire. I think I might put Digne into the left back Evo that we had yesterday, Lightning Wingback, because there was really nobody else besides this bestie card, which does look crazy cracked. I'm going to wait for Destiny Udogi to Evo him a little bit more. I don't like the playstyle pluses, but that does look like a crazy card. Let's be 100% honest. I think that Digne was going to be the guy to go into that Evo for me. So that's kind of the content that we're looking out for today. There's still that store player pick. I know I'm crazy mentioning the store player pick once again, but this is a unprecedented store player pick that we have not seen yet. The one that gives the Ronaldo and the Messi and the Quaresma and those other cards. It has not been dropped yet, and we're still waiting on that one. That's the 1 of 11 guaranteed player pick, where it gives you all 11 of those players guaranteed. It's what's it called, like starter's choice or something like that player pick. So be on the lookout for that one. Unless I've completely missed it, I don't think it's out yet, but that is one that we are just watching, because that's going to impact the market a bit. If people can go spend 500K or 600K to pack that Cristiano Ronaldo card, that is a whole lot of coins. You might actually see the market drop just a little bit based on that. But we're going to start the brand new week today on stream. I'm excited to get back on stream with you guys. We're going to be ripping packs. We're going to be playing games. I got to speed run champs. I got to finish the gauntlet and hopefully get this Bundesliga team of the season counter. Let's get it up to triple digits today, guys. We might be cracking 100 team of the season cards packed on the stream today. That'll be the hope. We're going to have a good number of packs. I'm kind of counting on myself finishing the gauntlet to be able to get those. But let's end it with one more pack as well. I haven't seen the blue flare in the last 2 days. I got to work on some Evos as well. I got a couple that are expiring today. So squad battles, or maybe I'll try to fit it in with champs somehow as well. or Gauntlet to get those evos done. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you had any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the stream today. Have a happy Monday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.